Hello everyone, my name is Rick Everington. I was with Charlie Company on LZ LOON, but my company was called Delta Company. We were kind of like the step down, the stepchild of Battalion 1-4. Because, Charlie was like the rock stars. We were a couple of levels down. But we were there, and we were brothers together on that hill. I put together a book, a photo book, to go in the museum that Byron is putting together, right? Okay, anyway, this is just one book out of many, probably. So anyway, this one book is separate because it's got our logo, and it's got Colonel Negron, of course, and then it's got photos of everybody that we've had through the years, and of course we got the lieutenants here getting their presentations, and this is the stuff that's happening modern day. Now I have a separate one with photos, mostly from Delta, of LZ LOON and people that were affiliated with LZ LOON. So this is the battalion logo from back in the day, HQ. And on this page we have our General, Ray Davis, and of course Doug Dickey. And this guy right here, Richard E. Bush, was a Charlie Company guy from the last battle of World War II, Okinawa. And he got his award from Truman. And he got it because he had fought on the Shuri line. 1-4 was in that last battle of World War II, Charlie and Delta and Alpha. And this guy went through the fiercest part of the battle, got wounded, went to the med station, and then left and went back to battle. And then got wounded again, and while he was wounded, some enemy threw a grenade into the med tent, and this guy jumped on the grenade, took the full force, and then he had the audacity to survive. This is Charlie Company history here. It's a real guy, and through this signature company, he signed this photo right here. It's a live signature right there. He signed it, and this is a letter, and he signed it right there, live signature. So this is Charlie Company history with a live signature from our serious heroes. Surviving jumping on a grenade is something serious. And over here I have one of my favorite Charlie guys. I don't know if you can recognize him, but there's Sergeant Wilson. That's him right there. Anyway, we got a bunch of stuff. Okay, we have Lieutenant Jackson here on LOON. Okay, these are all from Vietnam, all copies of photos. And the last story, I want to make it short, is this last photo here. It's a pretty powerful story because we were outmanned and outgunned, and we were on our last leg on LZ LOON. We had run out of ammo, and for some reason, even through the napalm and the gunships and all the mortar fires and the artillery and the broken arrow that we lived through. We lived through a broken arrow, and that's when our own guys had to call in our artillery on our own position because everybody was out of ammo on the line. I was down to just a 45 pistol, and I had one clip left. But there was one Marine left that still had magazines. And that guy was called Corporal Bruce Aruda. He single-handedly kept that line from collapsing completely. And nobody knows this. It's something he doesn't want to ever talk about, but I was there, I saw it. We were the machine gun team in the very front of the action. And we had run out of everything, grenades and everything. And we had knocked those guys down pretty hard. They took a beating. They took a beating, they kept on coming, and there was like 2 solid rows of angry Vietnamese Army regulars. These guys had uniforms, they had really good haircuts, they had the with helmets, they had the brand new AK-47s, and they weren't like walking and spraying, they were like aiming. The eye contact with they're aiming like professional soldiers. They were like hardcore NVA, the hardest kind. And they had vengeance in their eyes and hatred. And I actually got eye contact with one guy. And this guy was one serious NVA guy, because all the rest of the guys we had killed. We killed everybody in his platoon in front of our hole, except for one guy. And he stayed, there was this little bomb crater in front of us, and he was in that bomb crater, and he had a big satchel full of grenades and satchel charges. And he kept throwing them and throwing them and throwing them. He'd peek up and throw it. And I tried to get him with my 45, but I just couldn't do it, because by the time I saw him and he saw me, he ducked down. And then he'd throw a grenade. And a couple of them landed in the hole, but we threw them out. Luckily, the fuses were a little long. But finally, Bruce Aruda nailed this last guy. I wouldn't go. Just the hardest core guy the NVA had, and Bruce Aruda got him. And I remember this guy being alive, and but he wouldn't back up. The guy wouldn't back up. He was by himself, and he was the last guy in Reno that died on their side from where we were. And we have a picture of him right here, and I put it in the book. That guy right there was quite a soldier, and that's Yo-Yo Mahalko. He was like a serious hardcore guy. This guy was he was like this tall. Some of you guys met him, but he was like a bull when it came to a firefight. Whenever the firefight was done, he never had any bullets left. He was a serious guy. Anyway, thank you so much, and Semper Fi Dallas.